Good morning, dear students. We have a realistic fiction today. It's All Alone in the Universe. I expect that you have read this story, as I told you last time in my last recording. All Alone in the Universe, page 614. We can see it's a realistic fiction, a normal story. We will move ahead to part 1, page 616. We have the word jeopardy, and jeopardy means danger. The sentence says, from the beginning, Debbie and her best friend Maureen Burke have grown up together in the same small town, and it seems as if they will be inseparable forever. One summer, though, Maureen's new relationship with classmate Glenna Flaber puts their friendship in jeopardy. Now their friendship is not in peace, it's in jeopardy, in danger. Their friendship could be over. The second word is stable. If we read the example, I know that in geometry, the triangle is supposed to be an extremely stable shape. Stable means not changing, not moving. It's always the same. It doesn't change. Then we have the word blurt. The past here is blurted. The example says, it seemed as if they might tumble right past me then. And I blurted out, anyone want a French fry? Blurt means to say something without thinking, without hesitation, and actually sometimes the thing that you said is out of place. You shouldn't have said that. Just like when you say your opinion, your negative opinion about something, and you cause someone to be embarrassed. You just said your opinion without thinking and you embarrassed someone. So this way you blurted this. You blurted your opinion. Or when you blurt a secret that nobody should know, blurt is to say something without thinking. Page 618, spiteful is an adjective that means hateful or evil. Scrounged, at the end of the page, scrounged means collected or gathered. But we need to read the example, the last paragraph. Okay, I said, I mustered up a smile from somewhere. Mustered up means I made up, I collected actually. It's almost the same meaning as a scrounged. I mustered up a smile from somewhere, mostly from his words and the sound of his voice. So somehow this smile was not genuine, it was fake. His words and his voice and my scrounged up smile pushed up the crummy feeling a little way off to the side. My scrounged up smile literally means the smile that I have collected, the smile that I have gathered. So my scrounged up smile practically means my fake smile. But the word scrounged means collected or gathered, formed, made up together. Next page, 619, there's the word eventually. It's an adverb. An ly word is usually an adverb. And the word has nothing to do with the word event. Eventually means finally or at the end. We have a question on page 619, point of view. We became familiar with these questions. Let's review something. The point of view is practically the way the author puts his story or her story. The author chooses a voice to narrate the story, either his or her own voice, and in this case we call it the third person narrator, or he or she chooses a character in the story, and in this case we call it a first person narrator. Usually when we have a first person narrator, the writer wants to highlight or wants to reveal the thoughts and the feelings of this very character. This story is in first person. Debbie is telling us this story. So somehow we know that Debbie is revealing her own thoughts and feelings to the readers. The question: how does the author develop Debbie's point of view of Glenna? Point of view here means opinion. How does the author develop Debbie's opinion about Glenna? Of course, simply the author uses the author uses the character herself to show her own thoughts. That's it. This is the idea. That's why the first part of the answer should be written like that. The author uses the first person narrator to show her own thoughts. What is her own thoughts? Or what is her own thought? Debbie believes that Glenna is replacing her and is becoming Maureen's best friend. That's it. The second part of the question, the details. What clues tell you how Debbie feels about her? Where is the thing that you read that made you believe this? We will take one detail from the story. Paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly lines 18 and 19. I couldn't figure out means understand or know. I couldn't figure out how Glenna managed to make so many plans so far ahead all the time. Now she's thinking that Glenna is much better than her about making plans to spend time with the other friend, Maureen. So we will just quote this, but in a different way. We will say she, the character, she, Debbie. We will open a single quotation mark, or we will use a single quotation mark. Couldn't figure out how Glenna managed to make so many plans so far ahead all the time, period, single quotation mark. This way we mention the general answer and we mention the details from the text itself. Now we move on to page 620. 620 we have the word comprehension, and comprehension means understanding. Comprehension. Then we have an easy question. What does Debbie say and do when she finds out Maureen will be going on vacation with Glenna's family? Actually, she asks where they are going to go. What does she do? She asks. We can explain this by showing her own feeling, by talking about or explaining her own feeling. That's why the answer should be, she wonders, asking where Maureen will be going exactly on vacation with Glenna's family. And at the end we mention her feeling, saying she feels distanced. She feels far from them. She feels like they are pushing her away. Part 3. Page 621 to 624. We have the word abrupt. Abrupt means sudden. And sudden means happening without a warning. Then we have the word exhilaration. Exhilaration. Ga and za. The X here is ga and za. Eggs. And the H is a silent sound. So we say exhilaration. And exhilaration means joy or happiness. Then we move to an interesting word on page 624. It's oracle. Oracle means a future teller. Either someone who tells you about the future or anything else that could tell you about the future. But the word Delphi, the D capital, could suggest that it's something real. The oracle at Delphi is an illusion. An illusion from Greek mythology. Remember Theseus and the myth of the hero and the Minotaur? There is something very popular across the Greek myths called the oracle at Delphi. It's a place or a person who tells you about the future and what will happen to you. Usually it was a site, a temple for the god Apollo in Greek mythology. And of course, if you remember when we talked about the myths last time, we said that people believed it was real. That's why these places exist until now, like old temples. And what I want to say, the place called the Delphi exists in Greece now. But of course, there is nothing called the oracle at Delphi. This was a part of a myth. But the place Delphi is there. So anyway, this is an illusion. The narrator here uses an illusion. But it was also like a prediction from the oracle at Delphi. It means it was a prediction from the future. And the meaning, the separate meaning of the word oracle means someone or something that tells you the future. The last question is so simple, the same page. What details in the story show how Debbie and Maureen are alike and different? Compare, bring the similarities, and contrast, show the differences. Of course, here we notice that both of the two girls feel jealous because of the existence of Glenna. But we noticed, if we have a look at the characters and each character's traits, that Maureen was more understanding rather than Debbie. So the answer that we should write and that you can read now is both of them feel jealous at a moment. However, Maureen is more understanding. That's it for today's lesson. Thank you so much. Do your homework assignment, please. And let's meet tomorrow for grammar. Have a nice day.